Now recall from the last video that we were working right over here on the top of the balance sheet and effectively formatting these headings so that it could grab the reader's attention. But in order to do that, we had to change a lot of attributes of these cells. We modified the fill color, the font color. We put some figures into italics, we added borders, and we changed the border colors. So this was a lot of keystrokes. What we're going to do now is leverage a tool called custom styles. It's going to allow us to upload these as customized styles so that we can then hit keyboard shortcuts really quickly to format these headings. Let's jump in and get started. For starters, let's take a quick peek up into the ribbon, the Macabacus section of the ribbon. Here under Format, right down near the bottom, near Paintbrush, is where we would see custom styles, but we haven't loaded any in yet. So let's get some loaded in so we can start to leverage this powerful tool. Okay, so here's how it's going to work. What we want to do is go into this cell right here, the cell that says Balance Sheet. Then we go up to the Macabacus section of the ribbon. Let's click on Settings, Configure. Down the left-hand side here, we want to click on Styles. And the cycle here has a name of Custom Cycle 1. Let's give that a more meaningful name, like for instance, Headings. We can click OK to that button. Now we want to add a style into the cycle. To do that, we click the plus sign here. Instead of creating it from scratch, let's create a new style based on the active cell. Click the OK button, and Macabacus has loaded up all the attributes of that active cell. Now we can call this maybe XXX Schedule, because this is going to be a schedule name. Now we click the OK button, and we OK this right here, OK this box, and we've created our first custom style. All right, let's create the second one now. We're going to move the cursor down to this cell that says all figures in US dollars, thousands. Same sequence, up here to Settings, Configure, and now down the left-hand side to Styles. And what we're going to do is we want to click the plus sign to make, again, create a new style based on the active cell. We're going to click OK. And this one we're going to call All Figures in XX. And again, it's picked up all of the attributes of that cell for us. We can click OK here, and now OK to this button. All right, let's do another one really quickly. We're going to pop into this cell where it has actuals in the same sequence, Settings, Configure. We want to go down here to Styles, click to add a new style based on the active cell. Okay, we're going to call this one 2000XXA. Again, it's picked up all the attributes for us. Let's click OK, and we're going to OK this button right here, OK there as well. Now you probably know exactly where we're going with this one. We're going to move over one cell into the forecast year, go up into Settings, Configure, down here to Styles again, click on the plus side to add a new one, create it based on the active cell, OK, and this one's going to be 2000XXF for forecast. We can click here, OK button, and then this last OK button and OK here. We're all set. Now, it took a little time to set up these 4 custom styles, but we're going to save back so much time by being able to leverage these quick keyboard shortcuts. Now, let's hop into the next video. We're going to do 2 things. Number 1, we're going to test out these 4 new styles, and then we're going to put them to use. See you there. So welcome back. And remember, there's 2 things that we need to do with these 4 new custom styles that we've created. Number 1, we need to test them. We want to make sure that they work properly. Number 2, we're going to learn the keyboard shortcuts and put them to work. Let's get started. Now let's start off with a quick peek up into the Macabacus section of the ribbon. Right here under Format, we can now see custom styles because we've created a cycle called Headings, and we can see 1, 2, 3, 4 styles that we've created. If we go down to the bottom, we can also see the keyboard shortcut that we're going to use, Control-Alt-1. So let's hit Escape a couple of times just to back out, and now we can start testing them. So let's start our test right over here on the cash flow statement. We're going to highlight across the top, Control-Alt-1 once, down here twice, over here 3 times, and here 4 times. So it's a good thing that we actually tested these styles because they're not coming out as we would have expected. What's happening here is Macabacus changed the fill color here, but then it left that light blue fill color in place and used it for cycles 2, 3, and 4. So let's make some modifications to the settings to correct that. So the issue really started here with this custom style, where it kept the light blue fill color when we really wanted it to have no fill color, and then maintain no fill color for these two custom styles as well. So this should be relatively easy to fix. Let's pop up here into Settings, Configure, down the left-hand side here to Styles, and we want to go into the second custom style here, and we click the pen to edit the style. What we can see here for the fill is it's set to no change. What we really want is to have it set to here, no fill. We hover over this, we can see no color. Perfect. Let's click OK to this button. Now OK here and OK here. All right, so let's run a quick test. Now remember, we're going to use Control-Alt-1, and we're going to go once here, twice, 3 times, and 4 times. Looks like it's come out perfectly. Now, if you're watching closely, you've probably already spotted a little error that we made. We formatted this as actuals when it should be forecast. But we can change that really quickly now that we have the custom styles programmed. In fact, we could highlight all of these and Control-Alt-1 4 times, and everything's fixed. Now, as a final step, let's do some more rigorous testing over here on the income statement. We're going to highlight these numbers, and what we're going to do is effectively neutralize all of the formatting that we've put in place here. We're even going to reduce the font sizes a little bit, and for these numbers, let's just put them into a generic format really quickly. So the custom styles should enable us to fix this really quickly. We're going to use, remember, Control-Alt-1. We're going to do it once here, and now twice, and for these ones, we're going to go 4 times for the forecast period. So I hope you enjoyed the custom styles. There's a good reason why it's one of the most popular keyboard shortcuts in Macabacus. It does take a little bit of time to set up and a little bit of time for testing, but it's so worth it. You're going to save back so much time in the future. Now, I don't know if you remembered, but there's a balance sheet check on this model with a little bit of conditional formatting in it. Let's pop into the next video and check that out to make sure it's formatted correctly to our brand standards. Now, as we mentioned in the last video, there is some conditional formatting in this model. Do you remember how we found it? We looked up here under Macabacus and went to the Explorer pane. Now we can access that by tapping the Alt key, U for Macabacus, and now E for Explorer pane. It brings up this pane over here. If we click on Model, and then we can go down here and click on Conditional Formatting, it takes us right to the area down here, the bottom right corner, where we have conditional formatting in this particular model. Let's tap Alt UE to close down this Explorer pane and get to work on testing the conditional formatting to make sure it meets our brand standards. So probably the easiest way to test conditional format would be to trip the alert so that we can see the format that's being used. So what we can do, let's just scoot across here to the balance sheet, right down to equity capital. Let's tap F2 and put an error in the cell. We're going to put equals, and then we could just add maybe 1,000 to this number and hit enter. Now we can see the format that's coming out, and we can investigate if it meets our brand standards. And actually, what may be a great idea, let's pop back up to the cell and just hit Control-Shift-K quickly, just to change the fill color so we can remember where we put that modification. Now, a really quick way to check if that red is brand compliant is by going up here to Settings. Let's click Configure. The first thing that we see is the CFI color palette. We can just move this window over and look for that bright or true red, which we're not seeing on the palette. But what we do see, which would be really nice to use, is this darker colored orange here. And what's great about Macabacus is we can see all the RGB codes right on the palette. So let's commit this one to memory. 250, 98, 28. Perfect. Let's escape out and hop into the conditional format settings and make that change. So we're going to need to go deep into the conditional formatting settings to make some changes. Let's go down to these red cells. We're going to highlight the red cells, Alt, H for home, and now right here, L for conditional formatting. Now what we're going to do is use the mouse, just so we can show you exactly where we're going to go. Down here to Manage Rules, we click on Manage Rules. Now we want to click on this, Edit Rule, and now we go down all the way to here, where it says Format. Let's click on Format. We're okay with the font color, it's white. What we want here is to click on the Fill color, and now down here, click on More Colors. Now over to Custom. Now we can see the RGB code. Let's highlight in here, put in 250, use the Tab key, 98, and then 28. We can OK this box, OK this box. We're going to click Apply here so we can see it, and now OK, and we're all set. Now, as we mentioned before, it's always a good idea to check your work. And here's a little pro tip which can help for checking this conditional formatting. What we're going to do is go to the cells just above, like this. And we're going to use the fill color cycle, Control-Shift-K, and rotate through until we get to that dark orange. And we can see here, visually, we've got a perfect match. So everything looks great. So let's just highlight these cells now and hit Control-D to fill down to wipe that fill color out. Now it's great that we were able to change the settings for the conditional formatting. Now when the alert gets tripped, everyone is going to see brand compliant colors. What we're going to do for this moment is leave this error right here on the balance sheet where we've marked it in light orange, because we're going to come back to it and we want to have it appear in another place in this model further down the road. Now in this video, we went deep into the conditional formatting settings, but let's just remember a key takeaway here is the Explorer pane. We would not have found those conditional formats without the Explorer pane. And just as a quick review, we can always go up to the Macabacus section of the ribbon right here. The Explorer pane is right there. Or we could tap Alt-UE on our keyboard. Let's hop into the next video. See you there. Now this financial model is already looking great. And early on in the course, we really focused on making sure that we could clearly see each one of these three financial statements. But now when we look at the statements, for example, the cash flow statement, we want to be able to see the individual sections, like cash from operations, cash from investing, and cash from financing. Let's add a little bit of formatting to make sure that those sections stand out within the statements. One of the first and most obvious things that we could do is just add a little bit of bold into the cash flow statement. Let's pop over here, cash from operations, Control-B, just to make some of these bold all the way down just like this. And that makes them stand out a little bit, and it's definitely an improvement. The other thing that would be really nice to do is to head up to these little subsections here and make these all uppercase. We could obviously pop into the cell and type them out again, but there's a way to do this in Excel. So the way that you would do this, if you didn't have Macabacus, is that we could pop into the cell and type in equals upper. And here's the upper function. And then we can grab this cell and hit enter. Now we have uppercase letters, but now we would need to do a copy. Control-C, head over to this cell, Alt-ES, which is a paste special, and down to values and hit enter. Now that's a lot of operations. So let's just hit undo for a second and go over here and delete the upper function. Let's investigate what Macabacus can do to help us out. So the tool that we're going to use in Macabacus is called the case cycle. Let's head up to the Macabacus section of the ribbon, right here under Format, and go down here to Case. And we can see the case cycle and the keyboard shortcut Alt-Shift-C, which is going to be really fast for us. But also, if we compare this to what a native copy of Excel has, there's further improvements. For instance, Excel has an upper function. Excel also has a lower function, and Excel has a function which can do title case. It's called the proper function, but Excel does not have any function that can do sentence case. So this is great. Let's escape out of here and put this case cycle to work. So let's test it out. Let's head over here to this label, Alt-Shift-C, down to the next one, Alt-Shift-C, and here, and finally the cash balance. So quick. Now this case cycle is great. It's similar to these text functions in Excel. It gives us uppercase, lowercase, title case, but what it also does is it adds in sentence case where the first letter only is capitalized, and that's something that a native copy of Excel just can't do. So making these changes used to involve those Excel functions or retyping them, which is really not the type of work that we enjoy. Now we can do it really quickly with Alt-Shift-C, which is actually easy to remember, C for case cycle. What we're going to do in the next video is make some more changes to the cash flow statement. And once we get it looking really great, we're going to emulate those changes across to the balance sheet and to the income statement. We'll see you there. So adding indents onto the labels in a financial model is something which should be easy, but people struggle with it. And either they don't know where the settings are, or they know where the settings are, but they find them really inconvenient to get to. So they end up doing all kinds of crazy things in financial models just to produce some visual indents in the labels. So let's continue the work that we were doing right here on the cash flow statement. In fact, we're going to go down to net income. Imagine that we don't have a copy of Macabacus and we want to put an indent into this label. A lot of people wouldn't know where the setting is in Excel, but we could hit Control-1 to go into the Format Cells dialog box, but then we'd need to tap the right arrow to alignment and tab all the way down into this particular box here where we could put in an indent and then hit Enter. So as we mentioned, some people know how to get into that setting, but others just don't like going in there because it's too many keystrokes. So what do? They end up using thin columns. For instance, we could quickly insert a column here. We can change the width to something thin, like 1, and then we can move this label over like that. Now we've created an indent. So this is clearly not optimal because we're going to be creating all of these thin columns in our model every time we want to indent a label. So what we're going to do is just put things quickly back to the way they were, and we're going to investigate what Macabacus has to offer. So let's take a quick peek right up here, the Macabacus section of the ribbon. Under Format, we're going to go into Alignment, and then we want to look at this left indent cycle. We can see Control-Shift-I is the shortcut that we're going to use to access this neat tool. Let's take a look. So I think you're going to like this one. Let's use Control-Shift-I right here to indent these, and then down here, cash from investing, cash from financing, and finally, the cash balance at the bottom. Now let's jump back up to the cash from operations section here. These 3 line items are all working capital items. In fact, they're often consolidated into changes in working capital, but we can put a little indent there to separate them. Control-Shift-I, and that's done. So let's head over to the balance sheet now and make some of these changes. So assets, we want that to be bold, case cycle, and we're going to put an indent. So let's head down to liabilities now. Bold, case cycle, indent, and we can make total liabilities bold as well. So now down to the equity section. Bold, case cycle. Let's indent all of these and then make shareholders' equity bold as well. So let's head over to the income statement now. And we just want to make some of these profit measures stand out by adding in a little bit of bold with Control-B all the way up to gross profit. So now let's select all of these labels down the left-hand side, just like this. Control-Shift-I for a quick indent. I hope you appreciate that left indent cycle. It's quickly become one of our favorite keyboard shortcuts in Macabacus. It's really easy to remember, Control-Shift-I. It's also easy to reach and it saves a ton of time. Join us in the next video. What we're going to do is we're going to put one final finishing touch on this model tab. We'll see you there.